Okay, everyone, welcome to the Rogue Way podcast. As you guys know, we had to change our name last week to do some things, but here we are. And today we are here with a very special guest. Actually, two special guests. We got another one coming on right after this one, and this is Connor Pippin. Connor is my son, and Connor's came on the show today to talk to us about one of his big interests, which is Marvel Comic Universe and the characters. And specifically today, we're going to talk about the movies, right? Mm-hmm. Which is kind of the only thing I'm familiar with. I was never a comic book guy, but I do watch the movies. So Connor, in the Marvel comic or in the Marvel Universe, the films, who is your favorite character?
Well, it's hard to say because all of the characters are really good. But Captain America was the very first Avenger. I'm not saying that he's the best, but let's say he has smart thinking. If you have seen the first Captain America, you will know what I'm talking about. But after he came out of that machine, which Tony Stark's dad built, before he went in that, he was small, he was weak, he couldn't win a fight. So after he went in that machine, he came out all strong and stuff. And
he set like you said he was the first Avenger, so he kind of set the stage for that. And it's interesting that you mentioned Tony Stark's dad. So Tony Stark is Iron Man, right? Mm-hmm. So Tony Stark's dad was the one who basically made Captain America who he is. Now, something I've noticed is in the past, your favorite character growing up was always Spider-Man. Has that changed?
Well, not really.
It hasn't changed. Mm-mm. Okay, so what is it? So would you say that you are more of a Spider-Man fan than a Captain America? Or who is your favorite character among all of the Avengers?
Well, to be honest, Spider-Man wasn't really in the Marvel series. In the Avengers, he wasn't in the Avenger periods of movies.
Oh, well, but he is now, right?
Well, yes. That all changed when they made
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes, and then they put him in the Avengers in Captain America Civil War.
Oh, okay. So, let me ask you this question. Who do you think would win in a fight between Iron Man and Captain America?
Well, like I said earlier about Captain America, you know how he was the first Avenger to ever be created, and Tony Stark's dad helped create that. So it'd be hard to kind of find because Tony Stark helped Captain America. So it's basically like this: Captain America was helped by Tony Stark, but then
everything's intertwined.
Yes,
everything's intertwined. So, tell me, last couple of questions, and then we're going to bring our next guest on. Tell me, what is the most significant thing or your favorite ability or power of Iron Man?
Well, Iron Man's power, he don't have fire hands or power like that. He
doesn't have supernatural power.
No.
What does he have?
He has energy power.
Yeah, but where does it come from? What is this big thing?
His brain.
His brain. So he's super smart, and he's an engineer, right? Mm-hmm. Which, is Spider-Man kind of an engineer too?
Yes.
So I guess what I'm getting at is, what I like about Tony Stark and what I like about the Spider-Man character is these are characters that inspire you to use your head. Mm-hmm. And which means you need to do well in school, and you learn how to build and really embrace math and sciences and all the arts, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, same with Captain America. He may not be able to invent stuff and be all like that, but when he throws his shield, he has to angle it at the exact place that he wants it to hit, and then he has to find the exact thing. So let's say my hand is his shield. He wants to hit right here. Mm-hmm. He would throw it right here to hit it over here to hit this.
I understand.
It's strategy.
So he has to use his brain as well, strategy as well. Okay, well, Connor, it's been good to have you on the show. I look forward to seeing you again. And if you'll go ahead and step off, we're going to bring our next guest on, which is your stepbrother. Mm-hmm. All right, so thank you for coming on. And now we have our next guest on the Rogue Way, and this is Trace Brandon. Now, Trace, how are you related to Connor?
By my stepfather, you.
Okay, so you're Connor's stepbrother, right?
Yes.
Do you guys consider yourselves pretty tight? You can look right up there if you want. You
Yes.
can sit back in your chair a little bit. Stay a while. Relax. There you go.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Pretty close? All right. Now, when Connor was on just a minute ago, and I know you were watching, Connor was telling us about the Marvel comic universe, specifically the movies and the characters. So and that's kind of his thing. Let me ask you, what is your favorite thing? Like, what do you do? What do you like to play? What's your interest? What's your biggest interest?
Probably superheroes too. That or Star Wars.
Okay, well, we've already talked about superheroes, so why don't we talk about Star Wars for a minute? Who is your favorite character in Star Wars?
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker, and why is Luke Skywalker your favorite character?
Because he's one of the best of them.
The best at what? What does he do that's so great?
He was one of the best at fighting. He beat his own father.
He beat his own father. What happened with that? Why would he fight his own father?
Because he didn't know he was his father, and his father hurt his grown-up father. Like, he was growing up with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So when Luke fought his father, how did that end? Didn't he actually help to save his father? Didn't he help to bring his father back to the good side?
Yes, he tried to.
Tell me what happened with it.
Well, he tried to help his father when he was dying.
When he was dying?
Uh-huh.
And what happened?
He died because he took off his mask and he didn't have oxygen.
Do you remember what he said to Luke when he took off his mask?
No.
You want me to remind you? This is a good part. He actually told Luke that he was right about him, all right, and that to tell his sister he was right about him. So what was going on there was he was becoming good again, right?
He was trying to become good, but he died when he was trying to.
But he became good before he died, didn't he?
Yes.
So Star Wars would essentially be about redemption?
Yes.
It's kind of a story that tells you that no matter how far you've gone, you could always turn around and maybe do some good?
Yes.
What do you think about that lesson?
Well, it shows you that you never give up.
You never give up. And one thing I noticed about you and our last guest, Connor, is that both of you have, kind of like superheroes, you both have different strengths. You both have a lot of the same characteristics, but you have different strengths. Connor is very analytical, and he likes to build things, and I think he's really smart with tools and things like that. And you have a really strong willpower. You have a huge heart. All right, and I think you have that never quit mentality. So I think together, as stepbrothers, you guys' superpowers complement each other pretty well, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on the show today, and I know our audience does too, and we look forward to seeing you guys again later on our next episode, okay? So until then, we hope you guys will catch the Rogue Way on the next one, and from all of us here, have a great week and weekend.